Isn't it a little ironic that this group is from Australia and they're called 5 Seconds of Summer, but it's currently winter over there? "5 Seconds of Summer." Not a boy band, but boys in a band. Mind-blowing. I know. 5 Seconds of Summer. It's time for a review of your debut self-titled record. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Facebook to stay up to date on all things music and music related and everything like that. And of course, you can send things to my P.O. Box. The address is in the description down below. I'm going to be opening everything you send and giving shout-outs on my second channel on my Letters from a Fan series. How did this group of Australian pop rockers make it so big, so fast? Well, sure, of course, the idea of 4 teenage heartthrobs in one band is a part of it, but there has to be an underlying theme of talent that kind of runs there as well, and I think the record label Capitol Records saw that early on and definitely capitalized on that. They saw it early on, and now look at 5 Seconds of Summer, they're everywhere. So long, 1D. She Looks So Perfect is blowing up the airwaves and the digital charts all over the world, and rightfully so. It's one of the catchiest and most fun power pop songs of 2014. This track is different in a sense that it's not just the typical romantic styled cut that you might expect from these boys. Sure, this and pretty much every other song on this record are about girls, but at least this one does it in kind of an upbeat and interesting style. I think that this record doesn't succeed as much as it could, mainly because of the fact that they aren't or either weren't allowed to have as much fun as they should be having. The first handful of tracks here on this LP are all upbeat and fun as they should be. These are young adults in the prime of their life and also having the time of their lives. They should be having as much fun as possible, but instead we get an album that's chocked half full of these sappy love and relationship songs that just don't allow this band to live up to their full potential. Beside You is a prime example of when the album just is not working. There's some symphonic elements that are imprinted on this one, along with these vocals that sound almost identical to that of John from The Main, and that's kind of a problem for me. What I'm getting at here is that they aren't necessarily doing a good job of making their own unique name for themselves. It almost feels like they're just borrowing stuff from past successes. Then there's your tracks that are more silly but still alright, I suppose. That's where tracks like English Love Affair and 18 land on my radar. Sure, they're a bit more upbeat and fun, but not really in a way that engages me as a listener. There's this really corny line in 18 that says, "She's got a naughty tattoo that I want to get to, but my mom still drives me to school." Ugh, cringeworthy. P.S. Does anyone else think that the outro on this song sounds a little bit like the end of the Drake and Josh theme song? I'm sure I've already pissed off plenty of their hardcore fans already, but I really don't dislike this group. I did enjoy their EP, which I reviewed earlier this year, but sadly only one song from that EP made it onto this full length. However, it's not all doom and gloom here, and there are some more tracks that I'm feeling a little bit more positive towards. Don't Stop is a close second in terms of the best songs on this debut, with She Looks So Perfect by far being the best in my opinion, but Don't Stop is on there as well. I think what's instantly memorizable about this one is just the hook and these guitar riffs that really just get embedded in the back of your head. It's got an overall sense of fun and adventure. If you don't dissect the track lyrically, you're gonna have a whole lot of fun tapping your foot and singing along to this one. I'll admit that the track Kiss Me, Kiss Me totally turned me off at first, but then again, I didn't really hear it in full until I started preparing for my review of this album. It's this cheesy, sleazy, teenage fangirl fiction, come to life type cut that has actually a pretty cool guitar breakdown that kind of comes out of left field. It's got a nice little melody about it, but seriously, who the fuck says, "Here's to teenage memories"? I get it, I'm 22 now, I'm out of the loop, I don't know what the kids are saying, but in my day, we did not walk around openly acknowledging the fact that we were in the process of making memories. We were doing that and just doing it. I saw an interview with the boys about how they co-wrote the track Good Girls, and they seemed to just think that it was brilliant. I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. That subject has been used so many times and is one of the most popular subjects to write about in mass-appealing music. I mean, even Falling in Reverse wrote a song about that. It is a pretty blissful song, though, that actually has tended to stick with me more so than a lot of the cuts on this record. The vocals on this entire record are pretty much noteworthy, whether it be the lead vocals or the backing ones. Even though many of these tracks do lack so much in the lyrical department, or even in the musical department at times, I think the vocals are something that never get unbearable. There's a few other songs that I wanted to mention real quick, the first of those being Long Way Home. It kind of opens with this piano part that reminds me a lot of Sarah Bareilles' track Brave. It almost sounds a little bit too eerily similar there, but we'll overlook that because the fact is that it's got this big and fun and just hooky chorus that really drew me in. Props to the band for shouting out Green Day in this one of their biggest influences, and they definitely got that part right. Green Day on the radio, and life is good. I'm really into the vocals on the track Heartbreak Girl. I'm not sure why, but I feel like that one just has so much to it. I know it's just your typical friend zone styled song, but still, that one has turned into one of my favorites. Some tracks really do try and make a name for themselves, like Everything I Didn't Say and Amnesia, which is a track that's co-written by the Madden Brothers of Good Charlotte fame, but they ultimately just come off uninteresting to me and don't really captivate me through the entire listen. In summation, I'm disappointed with this record. Not entirely, but still. The band has potential, and I don't doubt that they will and can make better songs. It's just that they don't currently have the maturity or else maybe even the freedom to do so. They have a solid power pop and pop rock feel that actually makes use of real instruments, and that's rad. Here's to hoping that the next record turns out a little bit better, because I am a little bit mixed here on this one. It's a 3 out of 5 for me. Well, there it is, guys, my review of 5 Seconds of Summer. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to hit the like button on the review. Of course, you can click right here and see my previous review, or you can click right over here and I'll take you to my second channel. That's where I do all the letters from a fan. I answer your questions over there. I do track reviews, music news, everything like that. So for the love of music, subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon right here on ARTV Beyond the Reviews.